Hello students, welcome back in your online classes. Today, the chapter which we are going to decide that is all about tenses. And before we start this very important topic of yours, I just want all of you to just remind back in your mind last lecture and before some lectures also. I had try to give you a short story, a funny story about tenses. So, if you just imagine in a format of some characters, then you will easily remember your tenses, that what are the tenses, what are their parts, and what are their another parts. So basically, in English grammar, we can say that tense is a grandfather, and this grandfather has three sons: past tense, present tense, and future tense. Basically, past, present, and future tense represents your time. All of you are aware, if we talk about past, it means it's all about the time which has already happened. If we talk about present, it means it's all about the time which is right now. And if you talk about the future, it means it's all about the time, or all about the time which will come in future. So basically, these past, present, future, these three sun will represent you the time. Now, people will get confused that time and tense are same. No, time and tense are not same. Tenses are basically to present. Somewhere it's the action they will present, and somewhere it will help you to present the state of the sentence. Both are different. In your book, it's very clearly given to you. In time, in tenses, time is to show an action, and that your tenses is to state an action. So you can see a small chart over here. It's a family of this tense. Mr. Kind of tenses, he is a grandfather. Son, past tense, present tense, and future tense. And now, what see the destiny that all these three sons are having four more sons, and all of them decided to give the same name to their sons. It is just a short story to remember all the four types of four parts of their sons. Basically, there is no more sons. We are talking about tenses. Tenses are divided into three parts: past tense, present tense, and future tense. And now, past, present, future are going to be divided into four more parts: simple, we call it indefinite also, continuous, perfect, and perfect continuous. These are the parts, and these parts are similar with each tense, with past tense also, present tense also, future tense also. There are some examples given to you just to understand what do you mean by simple present tense, continuous, perfect, and perfect continuous tense. Hope this chart is clear to you. I just request every one of you, if you can note it down this chart in your copy, then it will be good for you, because while writing you will remember everything. So let's move forward for some new clips, new pictures, then it will be understood to you in a better way. Okay, let's start from the tense part once again. That what do you mean by tenses? Okay, already clear to you what is a tense? Tense is a form of verb takes to show the time it happened. And now what do you like in action? It's already shown to you that it shows you the time, and you can see a watch here. Now what kind of time it's going to present? It can present you past tense, future tense, and now simply means the present tense. Okay, students, hope it is clear to you. Now let's move forward for the next slice. Now what do you mean by this action? Action which is going to be present. This P, the bigger P, indicates you the present, and before present what has happened in our life, that becomes our past, and what will come, that becomes our future. And when we talk about tense, it's segregated already into past, present, future, and all the past, present, future are segregated into four parts: simple, continuous, perfect, and perfect continuous. Now let's just understand of the forms of verb. I know very well that you're already aware about the form of the verbs, but form of the verbs plays an important part while studying about tenses. In my previous class I taught you about subject and verb agreement also. If that chapter is already cleared in your mind, it means you are already clear that why sometimes verb becomes plural, why verb comes singular. The whole logic I have given in my previous lecture also. Basically, we are aware that verbs are segregated into 5 parts. Most important 3 parts are V1, which is basically a base form, and we use it for the present. Past, V2, and past participle, it is used for the V3. And now when we talk about SES, we call it as a VSES also and V4 also. ING form, we call it V plus ING or V5 also. Sorry, V4 for ING form and V5 for S and ES forms. So hope these form of verbs are clear to you. Let's just take an example. If we talk about play, play is a base form. Played, that is the V2. Played, again it's a V3. And when we talk about SES, that is plays, and when you talk about ING, it becomes your playing. Now let's discuss about your first tense, that is all about simple present tense. You have already studied like a lot about these tenses in your previous classes also. What do you mean by a simple present tense? It's just an action that occurs on regular basis. You simply have to understand, students, that these are the facts that stands true all times, or it just happened right now, or it's a regular habit. That all becomes your simple present tense. And the common structure which you use to make sentences, that is subject plus verbs first form plus object. And you can see some example over here. I play football regularly. Now this regularly word indicates you that I play football. First of all, I play football, it itself a simple present tense, because it indicates you the action which occurs on a regular basis. And regularly word is a hinting word that you can understand with the help of this word, that okay, regularly comes, it means it's a simple present tense. Now what about a fact? Sun rises in the east. It's a fact. Can you change this fact that sun rises in the west? No, no one can change. So wherever some facts will come, that at that place you can say simple present tense is used. Most of the time, students, when you try to understand your chapter, if we go through just with the simple present tense first and the parts of the present tense only, then it will be like you will understand in a better way. But if we always compare all the tenses together, then you will understand these tenses in a better way. So altogether we are going to finish your 2 chapters. First one, tenses and their uses, and the second part, tenses and their uses. It means all the 4 parts we will discuss through our videos, and one by one we will do the exercises also. So altogether you are going to complete your 2 chapters with the help of these videos. Now we have discussed about simple present tense. Now the same example already given to you, you have understood also. Now just try to understand this figure which is given on the right side. There is an arrows. The middle one, the whole middle circle represents you the present situation, and before to that, that was your past, and which is after, that is your future. Now I play football regularly. It simply indicates that you usually plays also in your future, in your past also, and it's a habit. So it means you will play in your future also. So it indicates both the time. When you talk about facts, sun rises in the east. Sun was already rised also, sun rises also, sun will rise also. So it means these are the facts which is not going to change. And if you want to see in third person, so Ram, and now along with Ram, play doesn't come, plays come, because Ram is a singular, verb needs to be singular. And how verb becomes singular? By adding SES. Very good. So hope you have remembered that lecture also. Now let's move forward with the simple past tense, just to get a comparison that how simple past tense is different from simple present tense. So when an action that is completed before, now in simple present tense, what was the situation? That it is at the present and the action is for the regular habits or for the facts. But in simple past tense, the action has already completed before. Structure which you will use, that is subject plus verbs second form plus object. An example, if you can see, now verb second form, you are supposed to use ed with play. So the same, played, I played football yesterday. Now this action already happened and this has already finished also. So if you can see in your again arrow part, middle one represents your present, but this action already happened before your present. It means it happened in your past. So the action which has already completed before your present time, that becomes your simple past tense. Hope this is understood to you. Now let's move forward and we'll discuss about the present continuous. You might be thinking that we are not discussing about future tense right now. First of all, you just calculate both the tenses of past and present, then we will move forward for the future one. When you talk about present continuous tense, which I try to understand, present, it means the action should be there. Continuous, it should be in a going process. So the action which is currently going on, it means that action you have started and you are already like doing that action also. The structure, wherever you find continuous, V4, V plus ing should be there. But remember, when you talk about present, then before ing form, you are supposed to use is, am, are. Am, you are already aware, am you are supposed to use with I, is with the singular, are with the plural. You can see here an example, I am playing football right now. If I am playing football right now, it doesn't mean that I have not played before. It means like I have started playing and I am playing football right now. If you can see the arrow part, the cross portion which we have kept here, that is just for the present situation, because in present this process is going on. It doesn't indicate that when you have started and when you will finish. It simply indicates you that this situation is just going on right now. So hope present continuous tense is also understood to you. When you talk about past continuous tense, now that is again an action which began in the past. Now this is the difference between present and past. I showed you the arrow part. In between of that arrow part, the between point indicates you the present. But in past continuous, that action already began in the past and was still going on until further some other action occurred. When you will understand, like in wherever past will come, is, am, are will change into was and were. You are already aware. Just see the example right now. I was playing football when you arrived. Try to understand, student. I was playing still indicates you that there were an action which you were doing, but what happened to that action? When you arrived, the new verb also occurred. So they are talking about two actions here. One was in the process and another when you arrived indicates that something also, the another action was still going with the one action which was occurred. If you can see the arrow part, between the middle circle represents your present. Now both the arrived and playing, both the actions already completed in the past only. Playing, you were playing, it means that was in the past, but you were playing till what time? Till the time when you arrived. Both the actions happened in the past, but one was in the ingoing process, another was happened. So this indicates you about the past continuous tense. Students, it's easy to understand about your tenses. There is no such like any hassles to understand your tenses. If you try to understand tenses with the short forms or with the story formats, and when you read more examples, then you will easily understand your tense part. Hope these videos will help you to understand your simple present, past, simple past, present continuous and past continuous tense in a better way. I'll try to put one exercise for you from both the chapters. Remember that vice versa we will do both the chapters together for you to understand the tenses with the correct form, as well as you will easily do the exercises by comparing with each other. So hope student this video is useful for you. Now your work is to read the given information which is given in the book, so that when I will take the classes you can ask me your doubts. Till the time students, take care. Thank you.